Dr. Todd Fredericks has taught family medicine at Ohio University for nearly a decade. For even longer, he's dedicated himself to serving the Athens community.
I worked in ERs most of my life, urgent cares, and now I work for Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services as a psychiatric hospital hospitalist.
But his latest ventures reach far beyond the county border. As a senior medical officer for the West Virginia National Guard, Fredericks is on his 4th rotation in Kuwait.
We have a tradition of supporting our own units, and so it's expected that West Virginia doctors and nurse practitioners and physician assistants, we just know that we're going to be obliged to go take care of our own people.
Before his plane even landed, he took it upon himself to lead asymptomatic COVID testing for soldiers returning home from his military base. Yet his latest venture goes even further than the scope of the pandemic. His devoted study of service dogs led Fredericks to a new endeavor, providing those dogs to soldiers in the service of mental health.
There's a stigma with behavioral health. We all know who deal with behavioral health problems. Just because you have stress or anxiety doesn't mean you're crazy. It means you're going through a time where you need a little tune-up. You need to talk to people, get that stuff out. And so one of the best things about canines is they destigmatize that, because you're not going to talk to the psychologist, you're going to pet the dog.
Fredericks recalled past tours in Iraq. He was inspired by the power of these dogs to serve as a bridge between soldiers and mental health professionals. But the program shut down when U.S. forces rapidly left Iraq, and there have since been few attempts to have behavioral health support canines in the military. Fredericks felt he needed to change that.
And so one of the first things I asked as a medical supervisor over here was, where's the animal, the canine that supports behavioral health efforts by being available for a soldier to connect with so they can chill out? And so I asked where this dog was. Well, there are none.
So Fredericks and his team wasted no time and started making a plan with Combat and Operational Stress Control Commander James Matthews. They gathered literature from past programs and built a new operating procedure from scratch.
You got to feed the dog. You got to give the support equipment to the dog. There's got to be a training plan. You got to have metrics to measure dog effectiveness. We put that all together in a matter of days. Got endorsements from senior leadership, blah, 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 blah.
Fredericks received final approval for the new behavioral health canine program on June 15th. The first support dog at his base is named Musket, inspired by the patch of his National Guard unit. To Fredericks, this program is an opportunity to eliminate stigma and to save lives.
In my mind, having a program, if it can prove efficacy and it mitigates one suicide, is it worth it? For the one testimony of a soldier that said, I was going to do something drastic because I didn't know what else to do, but I had a chance to chill out with the dog for a while. I started talking, and now I see things differently.
Now, Fredericks looks to share the impact that these dogs have, both overseas and at home, through documentary storytelling. Dogs of War will be the latest installment in Fredericks' Media in Medicine initiative, created with Media Arts and Studies professor Brian Plow. Production is expected to be completed within the next 2 years.
It's all about service canines and their relationship with the veterans that use them. For PTS and for mobility issues, it should be very compelling.
Fredericks says he never winds down. He follows the mantra that you don't get anything done unless you stay moving. And the Behavioral Health Canine Program is just the most recent example of Fredericks' constant commitment to community service. For Newswatch, I'm Dylan Tyson.